Hey everybody, welcome back to War 4 of Season 26 of Alliance War. I'm fighting for the Alliance SAS, and for this war we're matched up against MIBR, also known as Made in Brazil. They are a perennial Masters Alliance, so we know that it's going to be a tight matchup. We heard that they died 3 times in their last matchup, and we know that the margins are razor thin in Tier 1 right now, so the pressure is definitely on to play as clean as possible. We have 7 fights for this war. Starting off in Path 2, we have a Gladiator Hulk, a Weapon X, super fun Hit Monkey. Then we're going to hit up a Dr. Doom in the middle before we hop over to Path 6 in Section 2. We have a Rage Jabari Panther, a King Groot with Aggression Prowess, and then we're ending off our war on Boss Island versus a Nightcrawler with the Best Defense 3, Brute Force, Spry, Limber, yada yada yada. Should be pretty straightforward. This is the team we're bringing in. Archangel, he's already done some heavy lifting for us this season. He's taken on 5 fights. We're bringing on Quake as well. She's at rank 5, Sig level 180. She's going to take on 2 fights, Hulk Ragnarok and King Groot. Both pretty straightforward Quake fights. Shouldn't be too much pressure there. And then we're also bringing in Magneto, House of Flex. We're going to make full use of all 3 of his pre-fights. One for Hit Monkey, the second one on Jabari Panther, and then the third one on Nightcrawler at the end. Here's the first fight. Node 5, Strike Counter Fury, Power Struggle. This should just be a straight up Quake fight, regular deck style. Pretty used to Hulk Ragnarok's animations. There's nothing too tricky there, so it's really just up to me to keep my focus and get through the fight cleanly. I sped it up because nothing special happens. It's just regular Quake gameplay. I really dislike using Quake with suicides, and I think it's mostly just a mental thing. Seeing that full yellow bar is just comforting, and it really helps me keep my focus. And as you can see, the fight's going pretty smooth. I'm always nervous to use Quake in war. Definitely not as experienced as some of the other veteran Quakers, but it looks like one more cycle after this should get us through the first fight. We're maintaining that full yellow bar, which is always awesome. So there we go. He goes down. First fight over. We're headed towards a Weapon X with Strike Counter Fury and Brute Force. We're using Archangel. He's in Muggle mode right now. More on that after this fight. The game plan here is to sprint just to get as many neurotoxins up and just full clench. We're expecting him to enter Berserk mode, and if that's the case, what I have to do, I just have to buy time. It's most likely that I'm going to have neurotoxins that's ticking him down. So I also got to know that when he's in Berserk mode, the AI gets really aggressive, which means he's a lot easier to intercept, and keeping that in mind should help just extend the time that I have to have the neurotoxins ticking down. So here we go, hoping for a good start to the fight here. That first heavy gives us a few bleeds, not bad, still no poison yet, and we're pretty much guaranteed a poison on our next block. Maybe should have reparried, but not too important as we get 3 neurotoxins, so that's a really good start. We're in good shape. Able to get a 4th neuro, and he's going to throw his special here. He's entering Berserk mode, and at this point I gotta buy time. I'm going to intercept here. Full 5-hit combo into a special 1. Full control. 21 hits. We're able to get through that Weapon X. Super happy. Second fight down, we have 5 more to go. Next up on node 20, this is the shared mini on the left side, Strike Counter Fury, Armor, and Power J, and we have a Hit Monkey. We're going to use our first guidance boost from Meg's House of X. Ink, who took Path 1, he was able to hook me up with a Horseman pre-fight from his Apocalypse, so that's super cool. We get to play with Horseman Archangel for the rest of the quest here. That's just turbocharging him. The only thing I have to keep an eye out here is for his phases. If he's there is the chance that when he's in a phase, if he throws a special 1, it's going to be unblockable. So just have to keep an eye out for that. I'm really comfortable dexing the SP1. So not too worried about this one. This should be fairly straightforward. We get off to a great start, stacking a bunch of bleeds, get a poison off. There's 2 neurotoxins. He's got a really small health pool, so these neurotoxins are going to do a ton of work. We have 2 poisons, and at this point, the fight is pretty much over. There's not much to worry about. Just got to sit back and let the neurotoxins do the work. So there we go, 30 seconds in, that's our 3rd fight. We have 4 fights left. That's the first section done, and before we head over to section 2, we're going to fight the Power Snack, Outlast, Backup Recovery, Dr. Doom, that's node 22. I originally wasn't assigned to take this, but the officer shot me a message, said, hey, you're probably still boosted, your horsemen. Let's see what Archangel can do here. And figured, all right, let's give it a shot. So the game plan here, just got to keep an eye on my neurotoxins. I know that since I'm SIG 20, 4 neurotoxins, that's going to equal 106% ability accuracy reduction, which should counter backup recovery halfway through, because his ability accuracy will be reduced. So he's going to heal, but since neurotoxins act as a passive heal block, that should counter backup recovery in general. So the other threat is Power Snack. So I'm going to try and just avoid dexing. Had the thought of, if he throws a special one, just to take it to the face. It doesn't hit very hard, and by that point I should have pretty good control over the fight. So there we go, we have 3 neurotoxins, 4, there's 5, and you can see he's just melting. I have a combat regen boost just to mitigate some of the chip damage here. I wanted to play it fairly safe since this was an unknown matchup for me. But there we go, he's stunned, we're at 7 neuros, and this fight is over. Another 30-second fight. Horseman Archangel is an absolute tank. So on to section 2. We have a Rage and Enhanced Fury Jabari Panther. This seems to be one of the more common placements this season. She's a new defender, she's pretty tricky, so we're using Horseman Archangel. The Rage threshold is 3,191, and I realized that even with all my offensive masteries completely off, the last hit of Archangel's Heavy actually, if bypass or goes over the Rage threshold, if it crits, not much I can do about that, because I also do have to use the guidance boost here. So my attack rating is going to be a little bit higher, so just have to watch out. I have 4 heavy crits. I can give her 4 Rage Furies before I have to play it really careful. So the Magneto House of X, that pre-fight's working, we're able to stun her, we're getting poisons, and at this point I realize the game plan of relying on our neurotoxins, it's not going to work. Archangel has this ability where for each bleed we have on the opponent, they suffer minus 25% Purify ability accuracy, and I completely forgot this, but anti-purify effects don't interact with Jabari Panther's cleanse, because it's even though it says it purifies debuffs, it's not technically a purify. So I'm not going to be able to stick poisons, which means there's no access to neurotoxins, and I'm panicking a little bit here, and I just need to buy myself some time to come up with a plan B. And I had an invulnerability boost, which I was really thankful I put on, because this was an unknown matchup for me, completely new. It saved my bacon, and the fact that I'm a horseman means that those pleas actually healed me up a little bit. So I forgot to look at her hunt charge, and she was in the hunt, and I tried to parry, and that's why I got hit. But at this point I realized the bleeds are going to do an okay job of melting her down, and my basic hits shouldn't trigger Rage. So I'm just going to play it like a vanilla fight. I know her animations with her special 1 and her special 2. I know how to dex them and get out of the way. I can eat block damage against the wall, just as long as my health bar is above hers. And we're in okay shape here. This isn't how we drew it up. We're fighting with a playstyle with Archangel that really we wouldn't ever rely on, just basic 5-hit combos. But it looks like we're in good shape to bring this home here. Just need to bait out that special 2. It's really easy to get out of the way. There's not much of a threat here. We're against the wall. That's okay. We're going to be able to dex out of it, get a few combo hits in, and we're not at that 5 Fury threshold yet. We are at 4, so we have to be careful, but thankfully we're able to close this out. That was really sketchy for a little bit, but most importantly, we didn't give up an attack bonus and we got through. So on to the next one. Note 38, Aggression Prowess, Power Focus 2. King Groot, he's got a big health pool, so I know this is going to be a longer Quake fight than usual, but really there's nothing else to worry about. It's just a normal Quake fight. So my game plan here is to just not blow it. It's a really close war. I think we were down by 1 death at this point. It was 4-5 or something along those lines, so we really needed to finish out cleanly. And here we go. I've sped it up again because there's nothing really special. King Groot's animations are fairly easy. He's just a big, clunky champion. Spent some time dueling with a 3-star. against a 6-star, which gave me pretty much infinite reps to get used to his animations, and things are going pretty smoothly here. Every time I do glance at that prowess timer, it kind of freaks me out because I think it's the same as Aggression Fury, where if I were to take one hit while he has all these charges, it might knock me out. But thankfully, prowess really doesn't matter as long as I don't drop a bunch of heavies and give him enough power to throw off a special, which is looking like it's not going to be the case. We're getting through really clean so far, and it looks like maybe 2 more Quake cycles is going to get us through. This is the last Quake fight that I have for this war. Just want to get this over with, and there we go. We're able to close this out cleanly. We have one more fight. I'm doing this fight at 4:30 in the morning. I just really wanted to make sure I cleared the boss open, just to give our boss killer, the guy who was assigned to fight the boss, just enough time, set him up to be really comfortable heading in. And this fight really is super straightforward. We're a horseman. We have a Magneto House of X guidance boost that we can place here, so Limber is completely countered. Just need to make sure that I'm not too tired and sleepy, that my reaction time is slow and I get caught. But really, there's not a lot of threat here. So there we go, we miss a parry. I think that's just me, it being really early in the morning, and I'm a little bit late to throw heavy, so he does evade that 3rd hit, but after that, I have the rhythm of the fight, and it's pretty much over. You can see we're stacking just tons of Neuros. There's 6 neurotoxins. We're almost halfway down. 7 neurotoxins. He's about to get stunned, and there he goes. He's down. So there's our 7 fights. Able to get through cleanly, except for that Jabari Panther fight, but most importantly, we escaped that one with all 3 attack bonuses, and we actually do win this one. I think it was 7-5. It was really close, and made in Brazil. Then they gave up 2 deaths at the end, which gave us the victory. So right now we're sitting at 3-0-1, 1 tie, which is a pretty good start to the season, and we're I think a third of the way through. We have 8 more wars, so hopefully we can continue the gravy train. Catch you at War 5. Thanks for stopping by.